Long time no see. I think the last time I made a video where my face was on it was probably end of 2022, beginning of 2023. Here we are, New Year's Day 2024, and yeah, a lot has happened, and all of it, all of it. So I'm here to catch you guys up with what I did in 2023, what I didn't do in 2023, and what I hope 2024 will bring. So to start, because I have a list. So I got a part-time job in tech at the beginning of 2023, and that was a pretty good way for me to make some money, especially with some of the stuff that happened later on in the year. I went to New York to interview Miyavi, Japanese rock star. The feature is still incoming because I did have a wee bit of a breakdown, but I interviewed him. It was amazing. So far getting to talk to my idols has been really incredible. Every single celebrity that I've loved, from Lance Reddick to Miyavi to Tyler Posey, another celebrity that I interviewed him while sitting on the floor of Miami International Airport. All of the celebrities I've interviewed, especially the ones that I've had a past connection to, have been really amazing. And I understand that they have to be amazing. I'm press, but they also all feel like people that I could just shoot the shit with. I wrote about grief and Black Panther 2 just in time for the film's DVD release, February of this year. I got a really good quote from Letitia, who, dealing with her own losses, both with Chadwick and with her brother, channeled that with Shuri. And it's just really important to me that it's out there, especially, having space to talk about how, my first piece on grief was very much about in fandom would help you with grief. And then to come back and be well, actually what fandom will do is try to get you fired while you're at your dad's funeral because, you've committed anti-Raylo fandom crimes, right? But having that space to unpack that was really helpful. When I was in New York, by the way, I finally got to a BT21 store and I bought a bunch of stuff, so yay me. I moved away from my family. I moved to Floribama, Georgia, literally the literal intersection of Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. I'm not kidding. I'm in a boundary zone. Let's see. I was in a really cool bundle for queer and trans writers. So now more people get to read The Carnival That Comes After, which was an urban fantasy / paranormal rom-com that I'm eventually going to flesh out because I really love that universe. So anything with that witch and that werewolf, that's the same universe. I went to Atlanta in May. I saw TXT and Mamamoo back to back. And it was great. TXT are really adorable, and I didn't get super into them. This was actually supposed to be a present for memes, but she wasn't able to make it to Atlanta, so I just bought her a bunch of Mamamoo shit because that's what I'm gonna do. Support my babies, I guess. But I really enjoyed it. I also got to go to the Atlanta Aquarium, which is one of the largest buildings I've been in so far. That is a huge building. That was pretty cool. I got to make cute baby noises at the sharks because I always love doing that. Sharks are perfect. They've never done anything wrong. Any person eaten by a shark deserves to be eaten by a shark, in my terrible opinion. And I'm also terrified of sharks. I lived in a Caribbean island. I lived in, South Florida on the beaches. So, I don't actually mean that. Probably. Let's see. Then I got strep, and that began my summer of hell that carried over. I was in and out of the ER, had to go to urgent care, had to start going to the doctor. So that sucked. What also sucked this summer was I actually finally left Twitter. While everybody's I'm leaving because of Elon, I had to leave because the co-creator of Dreamwith, the LiveJournal replacement, decided to spread lies about me and my behavior and my character. She wants my head, Rahaley, on a bunch of platforms, wants my head over alleged anti-Raylo hate crimes. And it's you can't even post proof. I've been extremely online. Yes, I'm a private account now, and I don't use Twitter. but like, how is it that years of people going, does anybody have like proof of this? Does anybody have any receipts on Stitch? And it's just all of you fucking jerking yourselves off. Like, if you don't have actual proof, you should probably just shut up. And that's my thought. But what Rahaley proved is that you can just say, I have 5 to 15 people of color that think Stitch is racially abusing us, and thousands of people will agree, even as Rahaley gets in her feelings and discredits something like NOTW racism, something I'm not even fucking like a link to in any way, aside from giving a shit about racism and fandom. But like, somebody like that is who you're gonna listen to, somebody who's so racist and so fandom brained that they derail a grassroots movement about racism and fandom because of fandom hate crimes, because, you know, she's on 4chan for the tit set. So sorry. Anyway, I then got even more into Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, if you know, I hadn't written fanfiction, like published fanfiction in a while. And I started writing for Jujutsu Kaisen in January of that year of this last year with Curse Popping Cherry. And every month I tried to write and publish something else. And I published, including my Trigun Stampede fanfiction, I wrote about 60,000 words of fanfiction. I actually, this morning, kind of, you know, did this really big thing for me, and I paid to get it professionally, not bound, but so I'll have a hardcover copy of my little book. But yeah, so I got 60,000 words of completed fan fiction and 200,000 words of words down overall, including work, drafts, you know, notes, all of that. I think Trigun Stampede, like, I watched a lot of media. I watched a ton of media in 2023. Like, got really into a bunch of anime that I wasn't expecting. But My Dress Up Darling is adorable. Just putting that out there. But anyway, I wasn't expecting Trigun Stampede to move me the way it did. Like, I was a 90s anime kid. Like, I knew of Trigun, I watched it, I had opinions. I was a very big Millions Knives hater. And I watched Trigun Stampede, and it just elevates an already excellent series that I hadn't largely forgotten about. And I, like, really loved it. And it did get me in the old man feels. I actually called one of my best friends, Meow, called on Discord, crying when Roberto died. I was like, just bawling. Bawling, it was disgusting. I got into Tokyo Revengers. You guys can't see, but there is basically a shrine here that is like a bunch of Tokyo Revengers figures, and most were within the past couple of months, because like I order most of my figures from Japan because the figures are cheap enough to offset the cost of shipping. And I got really into Tokyo Revengers, even though normally I hate time travel stories, like deeply hate them. I also watched Wheel of Time a lot. I was telling BTS Niesling the other day that when we were in LA, I watched it in full about 3 times because I was getting up at 6:30 in LA time to work. So I was like, well, everybody's asleep, you know, time to rewatch my emotional support epic fantasy with gender. And I did. I had to leave my apartment for a month. My apartment was full of mold and it was negatively impacting my health and like physical, emotional, whatever well-being. So I had to leave my apartment. I was in a hotel. I ended up writing out a category 3, I think, 3 or 4, category 3 or 4 hurricane in the hotel room bathroom. I read 400 plus books because I buy a lot of print books and I'm reading. So I read about 300 books on my Kindle, and then I definitely read like 100 print books. Usually, like, a lot of it has been light novels and manga, but I did read some novels. My friend who I went to New York and Georgia with, not editor A, different A, we read this, like, story about, like, what if the American Revolution had ended with George Washington becoming king? And it's like, well, that's a really terrible idea. But we did read a 4-book series about that, and, like, of that, one of the most pressing questions was, like, would Hamilton still be a thing in this series? Like, why would it be? But we were inconclusive, as in we didn't agree. Like, A was like, yes, and I was like, no. Um, Lin-Manuel Miranda probably would have been a Baron, though. That's disturbing. I did finally make friends. My friends are also leaving, but I did make friends. That's the important thing. I had a hot pot for the first time ever. Just like little janky hot pot. It was delicious. I would like more hot pot. I have to figure out if BTS Miesling and I can go like I just take like a 2 hour long lunch break and we go get hot pot. I don't know. I had one of my fandom friends who I've known from the DC fandom era, so like well over a decade, come to my little country corner, and spent a week with me. And, you know, I was able to spend my birthday, my first birthday since losing my dad, with people who love me. And that was really nice. And I also got 2 bookcases out of this, so that was pretty cool. I love bookcases almost as much as I love my friends. Let's see. I got really into R18 manga, so like if you've seen my newsletter, Stitch After Dark, I've been spending a horrifying amount of time on the internet of it all. I was trying to say web. And so Faku, DL Site, they own me. So I will be continuing that because it's so much fun to have a space to talk about this stuff, and I don't have Twitter, and Blue Sky doesn't quite hit for talking about like NTR. You know, it doesn't work. I don't know why. I got a new job. I did get a new job. For obvious, people keep trying to get me fired over lies and gross misrepresentations of my work and character reasons. I'm not going to tell you what my job is. Like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't need to know, etc., etc., etc. But it is really rewarding, and I'm looking forward to working with these people and doing something really friggin' cool. And yes, while I am still with Teen Vogue, I also probably have CPTSD, and a bunch of mental and physical and emotional issues linked to writing for Teen Vogue. So the column is still on. I was the problem, not Teen Vogue there. But I guess I just have to get past the fact that, you know, despite the fact that, you know, every single person harassing me proclaims to be anti-harassment in an over fandom, they have devoted years of their lives to harassing me in an over fandom. So I just have to figure out a way to get over it that does not involve, you know, catching a charge. And yes, like I mentioned, we went to LA. I went to work. I worked the entire trip. But because of how time zones work, I was able to, you know, do some tourist shit, live in Little Tokyo, you know, go out with my niece and her friends, and I go out with my friends. I got to go to a rooftop bar and watch the sunset. I had okonomiyaki, just tons of really good food, tons of really good experiences. And I'm really glad that I got the chance to do that. And it was pretty cool because like last time we were in Torrance, I don't think we got to do a lot of downtown LA stuff because while we were downtown LA, I was with people. So like I was in their apartment. Like we didn't go exploring. This time we went exploring. I went on the subway. I went on the bus, and it was just pretty cool, pretty rewarding, and really fun. I moved to a new apartment. It is basically the same kind of apartment. I'm never going to show you guys what my apartment actually looks like for, again, obvious reasons. But it's better positioned so I can meet my needs within the complex a little more efficiently. I was on the news. That was pretty cool. And I guess the last thing of 2023 was that I was able to go and see my mom. I, you know, took a horrifyingly long bus trip, and I'm just so upset about that because we had no breaks except to pick up people. So I had to pee. I was dehydrated. This is totally TMI. I'm so sorry about that. Had to pee, was dehydrated thing. But it was worth it. I got to spend Christmas with my family. You know, the people who are the most important to me. I see my nieces. Memes stayed with my mom while I was there, so I got like quality memes cuddles. And I got back up here with BTS Miesling, and we rang in the new year together. listening to specials from Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Just a good ominous entry to the year. And I guess time to talk about what I'll be doing in 2024. So my writing goal is 250,000 words. This will include fiction, anything I write for any kind of job, emails, whatever. If I put words down, they go in there. I also have to figure out if I want to count dictation, or because I usually dictate and then like edit for some stuff that I do. So I have to figure out if that counts. If it counts, aces. I'm gonna do a zine. I have to reach out to one of my Twitter friends, T-shirt, to see if they would be willing to help me, but I actually want to do a zine, print and digital copies, and I'll talk more about it once I like solidify the plan and the content, but the proceeds will be, any proceeds will be donated to go to Sudan, people affected by the incredible human rights violations occurring in Gaza and Palestine and in Sudan. I'm going to start journaling regularly. I did today. I started journaling and I'm trying to find a good fit for me, but I'm also not going to take it too seriously and stress out too much. I'm going to be continuing freelancing, and depending on, because every year if you have a column, you go like, hey, are we still doing the column? So we will be doing our, hey, are we still doing the column conversation at some point, and then hopefully I will still be doing the column. But if not, I will do op-eds. I love an op-ed. I currently have 9 big works in progress, from Jujutsu Kaisen to Gundam Wing to Trigun. I even got a little blackjack going on. So I'm looking forward to 9 big works in progress. Those are going to be my big things over the course of the year. I mean, sure, things will get added or moved around, but those are my big focuses. I do want to do more collabs with friends. I have a couple of friends that have expressed interest in collaborating with me. One for Erha, and I think maybe some Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. And I also do want to make more fandom friends. It's really difficult because I literally don't know who to trust in different fandom spaces, because everybody's, banana pants about me and, weirdly racist. Or they're harassing me, but they don't think it's racist despite, how they harass me. But anyway, I do want to make more fandom friends, because I'm looking forward to some stuff that's coming out in 2024. And, it'd be nice to have people to talk to, so I don't have to be like, hey, nieces who don't watch anime like that, Black Butler Public School arc is out. Like, why would I do that to the niecelings? Why would you want me to do that to the niecelings? So be my friend. Be my friend, bitches. My goal is to plot and write one long fic. Like, for me, that's like 30,000 words plus. And the idea I have is a Trigun Vash, Meryl, Knives story, cyberpunk, supernatural crime concept. I'm working on it. I'm workshopping it. I'm looking forward to doing the most annoying love triangle ever. I do want to travel some more. One of my goals is New York, because one of my best friends lives there, and a bunch of my siblings also live there. I actually want to re-interview Miyavi, because it's been a year. I want to see where his life has been. I want to update what I already have so that I can finish this feature. Because it is really important to me to see this through. Mental health be damned. Not on his end, just my mental health sucks. Therapy, speaking of mental health, I guess I want to go back to therapy. I will be writing more fiction on Patreon. That's my goal. I'm going to go back to updating my website. I just really stopped that out of apathy, because it's just like being accused of having some like secret great power when your website only has like 700 followers is like wild. Like, nobody goes after like Asia or whatever the way they're going after me, and like all of the other fandom journalists have like a significantly higher like platform and footprint and access to fandom than I do, because they don't talk about racism, so nobody's gonna harass them the way they've been harassing me. I maybe would like to get an agent. It's not actually a priority for me, because I kind of don't know that I want to write like that. I'm happy to just share stories. But if I could get an agent, that'd be cool. But it's not like a top priority. I would like to make more local friends. I'm working on that one. I have to finish Stuff Like a Cream Puff. That's actually going to happen by March. And then once my patrons get a shot at it, I'll edit it mercilessly and sell it. I'm going to put together a Femslash. I don't even know. I'm going to put together a lesbians anthology. Yeah. Very excited. One of my Patreon stories that's going up this month is going to eventually be in that anthology, and the anthology is going to have a mix of previously accessible public work, previously accessible Patreon work, and stuff that's neither place. I'm going to work on my fitness and health journey. Because of the past year, my health has been really bad. And, you know, when they're like, exercise will help, you know, it's easy to be like, no, it won't help. But, you know, it actually has been helping, and I hate that. Like, I've changed how I eat, I changed how I move, and it's only been like a little bit over a month, but I honestly feel better. A little bit better. I'm planning on hosting at least 2 podcasts. One is with my friend Adri. We're going to do it on romance writers, romance tropes, romance fandom. And then the other is going to be my kind of pet project, What Are You Into?, which is a project about hyperfixations. I will make links to that available to, you know, try to come on the show once I record the first episode, because the first episode is going to be about Jungkook from BTS with one of my longtime fandom friends, Kit. And I'm really excited. And my last goal of 2024 is to read 200 books. I'm actually pretty good at this reading thing, but here's what kicks it into overdrive. I am also going to be documenting it in some capacity, whether that's making a note in my journal. Like today I read 50 chapters of The Millionaire's Baby Mama drop kicked me. I don't know. It's going somewhere where I can keep track of it so I can count all of what I'm reading. And if anybody has advice for how to count webtoons when you're doing like book logs, please let me know. Because it's like, is it a chapter? How many chapters make a book? How? Help. But yeah, that's my update. 2023 has been a lot. It's reaffirmed some things for me about fandom and racism and the value that people have over having a space, fandom, where they can just harm people of color with impunity. While it's largely sucked, one of the things about 2023 that I like is that I kind of finally went like, actually, you're not gonna stop no matter what I do. So I'm not gonna stop. I'm going to change up my game, switch my flow, but if you're not going to stop harassing me when I'm not writing, when I'm getting paid dust, literally, well, I guess I should do something then, right? And so that's where we're at. 2024, I'm going to fucking do something. Or I'm going to do a lot of things. But thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for understanding how hard the past year has been. This will be year 2 without my dad. And I hope the rest of my family stays in good health. I'm gonna try to be a better person, although I'm pretty great already, because I just want to be. But I'll be looking to the people around me, both in person and in online spaces, just so I can be the best possible self that I can be, even when that best possible self is, you know, a little terrible. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for following me, you know, across the years. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for missing me. Thank you for whatever you've done. Thank you for existing. I'm now going to dip.